we got my no makeup looking ass here today to bring you some content that no one asked for. So for today's video, oh, should I introduce myself? Hey guys, I'm Ellie and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you might not know, but I love to dye my hair some wacky colors. But it's been a while. I did do some gray there for a little bit, but that's, I think that's mild. But it's been like 6 months since the last time I dyed my hair some wacky colors. I was like, I'm just gonna leave it blonde and just wear wigs all the time. But now I find that I just prefer blonde wigs. So, and I also just have been feeling uninspired with my hair recently. So, let me just show you what we work in here. Today, I'm gonna be dyeing my hair blue. I've never gone like fully blue before. I've done teal and I've done green, but I've never gone all the way blue. I've done like the tips of my hair blue, but sometimes you just gotta do something different. What is in this glove? These gloves have not been washed in ever, apparently. Ready for business here. These are disgusting. On the inside, they don't feel great. How can I just like not function? Why? But why I dye my hair blue, I'm gonna tell you about some of my favorite blue books. Books with blue covers. Anyway, I do believe I have books that will fit under just about every genre. So if I'm looking beyond you, I'm just trying to see what's going on in the world. Oh my head, here we go. It's already started now. We done fucked. No going back. Okay, the first blue book that I want to talk about, and I just don't know how I did not dye my hair blue sooner, because Ramona Blue is one of my all-time favorite books, and Ramona has blue hair. It is a book that is not only about, identity, excuse you dog, and like figuring out who you are. It's like a book about friendship and the hardships of like family stuff, like really difficult, like dealing with your family when apparently you were the only responsible person in the family. But this follows Ramona Blue, and it takes place right after the events of Hurricane Katrina. Well, not directly after, but it is about Ramona and her family trying to kind of pick themselves up after that event, and how they're just not doing a very good job at it. Happens when you're 16 and trying to provide for your family. Not only that, but Ramona has identified as a lesbian, and her best friend, who is a guy, moves back into town, and all of a sudden she starts having feelings for him, and she's not too sure what that means for her and her identity and things like that. But I love this story. It's just got so many different elements to it. I love that Ramona is like, I find her very realistic. I have a hard time like ever connecting to YA contemporary protagonist, because they just like, they don't ever have jobs, and they're just like, I just couldn't relate even as a teenager. But Ramona, like I could see so much of myself in Ramona, just because she is working really hard and trying to provide for her family and helping them deal with a bunch of like really weird and crazy situations. So I really enjoyed this. I love her and Freddie's interactions and the things that are just going on with them too. So let's go ahead. Now I'm going to do like a historical one. And for this, I'm probably going to say Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. I just love Ruta's writing. She also did Between Shades of Grey, which I believe has a new title. I don't know what the new title is though. I love Ruta Sepetys. This is told, it is 4 different points of views, and it takes place in Nazi Germany, and it is them trying to escape to a ship in order to basically survive and get away from the Nazis. I love the different points of views because, I mean, eventually they all come together, which, is kind of a thing that happens with those types of books. But I really enjoyed the way that this was written. It was like simplistic, but at the same time it was just so moving, And I love the characters. They have all kinds of different problems that they're dealing with. I love the side characters, even though you only ever get glimpses of them through like the different protagonists, so each person kind of views them differently. But I love them all the same. I love historical fiction, and I think that this is a doable historical fiction, because a lot of times like adult historical fiction just drags and drags and drags and drags. I think YA historical fiction isn't always all that great, or it's like has to have some sort of other element to it. But this one is fantastic and I love it, and I would highly recommend it. Just a straight romance, and for that I'm gonna do The Hating Game. So The Hating Game has gotten a lot of buzz around it on BookTube, so if you're unfamiliar, I don't know where you has been, but this is like the one romance that even if you don't seem to like romance, like you're gonna like. Just casually, I don't know what bending further down does for me. I don't know what's happening here. This is obviously a hate to love going on, and it follows two co-workers. They've kind of been at war with each other at work over like who is the best of the best, and they just bicker back and forth all the time. And then one day things just kind of happen, you know, something weird happens, I think in the elevator, and they're just like, oh, what just happened here? Like the tables have turned, and it's just full of just all kinds of bickering nonsense, and I love it. It's so much fun. It is one of my favorite romances. I know Chelsea Darling Reads talks about it all the time. It is like her all-time favorite book. I think she has reread it like 82 times now or something like that. Something outrageous. It's probably not that high, but you know what I mean. Definitely it is BookTube recommended. It has the seal of approval of BookTube apparently, so definitely check that out. It is a lot of fun. Sticking along with the adult books, the other one that I really like, and this would be like a mystery thriller, is The Last Time I Lied by Willoughy Sager. This is just so good. Final Girls was one of my favorite mysteries that I have read, listened to, and when Last Time I Lied came out, I was like, I have got to get my hands on this. I actually had an arc, and I'm terrible with arcs. They just stress me out, and then I just don't read them. Why am I this way? Who knows? Last Time I Lied is so good. So it is about this girl, well, she's not really a girl, she's a woman now. But whenever she was a girl, she went to this summer camp, and basically at this camp, her bunkmates went missing and were never found. So the camp has been closed for quite some time, and even then she didn't know what happened. She never found out what happened. So you end up unraveling two mysteries in this, because then later on the camp reopens and they ask her to come along, come hang out kind of deal. I can't concentrate and talk at the same time. So she goes and she's trying to uncover like what happened all those years ago, but as that's happening, it's like happened again, like a bunch of weird stuff starts happening, and I believe another girl goes missing. So she is trying to uncover what happened all those years ago and also what's happening now. So there is a scene in this, it's like in the reveal at the end, that is just like such a breathtaking scene. Like the way that it is described is just like so picturesque and so haunting. Like it's such a vivid description of some of the things that are happening, and it's just such a good story. Like it gives you little reveals as you like need to be hooked more, so it's really good at just like giving you little breadcrumbs towards the end. I didn't guess the end. I don't know anyone that has guessed the end that has read it. Like any review that I've seen, no one seems to have been like, oh, it was predictable, or I knew what was happening. Like it has a fairly different kind of ending, which I really appreciated. And I absolutely love the cover. It's a great cover too. I love all of the Willoughy Sager covers. I think the one coming out this year is pink, so that's exciting too. The only problem is that I find with conditioner is that I think it makes the dye kind of like splotchy. And I've noticed this like other people who do it too, and not like just me, but people who mix conditioner with their dye, like it just seems like it just goes on splotchy, and it just, I don't know. Does anyone else who does their hair like that notice that, or just me? I'm really hoping that this will be like my color, like it will be the color that I want to keep doing, because a lot of times like I do these colors and at first I'm like, oh, this is nice, and then I'm tired of it like within a week or two, or it fades really quickly. I have yet to find a color that like really wants to kind of stick around, except for the teal. And the teal, I very much like the teal, but it's so hard to like color match over and over again. And like my extensions, I had dyed my extensions to match, and even those weren't the same color. Like it's just, it's frustrating. Since when does my hair need so much dye? Holy crap, I don't have that much hair. So I really want to do like a fantasy one. It's really hard. I feel like not that many fantasies have blue covers. They tend to be quite black, red, stuff like that. Coming to mind is Lady Midnight. I would never recommend this book. I think I'm gonna go with Strange the Dreamer. I think both editions, the UK and the US, have blue on the cover. I love Strange the Dreamer. It is just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's such a unique story. Laini Taylor like created her own mythology just for that book, and it is just amazing. Her writing is just like glorious. But it follows Laszlo, who's Strange the Dreamer, because he always has his head in the clouds. But even as a young boy, he was like obsessed with this town, and then the town like disappears. Like no one can remember the name, they can't say the name of it, like it just doesn't exist anymore. And Laszlo knows that it existed, but like he can't remember what exactly happened. Like it's just not there for him anymore. So this follows him. Basically it's as he grows older and he starts having these dreams, and he meets this girl in his dreams, this blue girl in his dreams. And it also follows her point of view, and she is, I forget what they're called, but she basically like lives in the sky. I really don't know how to describe this, but Laszlo ends up, you know, alchemy is kind of the big thing. He's a librarian. They look down on librarians, which like isn't that much different than real life, honestly. But alchemy is like the thing, but he like knows more about the city, and these like warrior type people come and they're like, we need someone to go with us to help us find the city, and they end up taking Laszlo with them because he knows some stuff. So they take Laszlo in order to find out what happened to the city and to, I guess, like resurrect it. I really don't know what the purpose of finding the city was, just to find the city. I don't know. But there's a lot more to it than that. Like there's all this history of this place and so much other things going on. There's like a budding romance. You have some different personal problems going on in Laszlo's life. And it's such a beautifully written book. Like I'm so jealous. Like that's the type of writer that I want to be. Like I want to be able to like inspire people with my writing, and that's what Laini Taylor's writing does. Like it's just so beautiful. I don't know very many people who haven't liked Strange the Dreamer. Like it's a big book and it's kind of like slow paced, but it's still so really good. Like I don't even understand, because normally I hate anything that's fairly slow paced. I believe would be my last blue recommendation. Like, there's just some parts of my hair that I feel like it's not sticking to. I don't know what's happening. I was blue, I would do. Y'all, the deed is done. Well, it's not quite done, but the dyeing part, putting it on my head, is done. I don't know if I'm gonna show you guys the final product because I don't know when that's gonna be. I'm probably gonna let this sit in my hair for like 45 minutes. I'm gonna go do the dishes. I'm gonna do some stuff like that. Hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future videos from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. My neck.